The senior, if he's a gentleman, will never show it. The junior, if he's a gentleman, will never forget it.
Okay. Few interesting observation. Firstly, I love your father too.
Yeah.
Everyone should get one.
And maybe a small point. He would also tell me, the ambitious men are very dangerous. And I was usually ambitious. So I used to feel guilty. Imagine your father saying, ambitious men cannot be trusted. They are dangerous. And I was very ambitious. मैं हर चीज में फर्स्ट करना चाहता था, मैं हर चीज में जीतना चाहता. I used to feel guilty because your own father telling you ambitious men are dangerous.
You're so connected with him still today emotionally, and I can see it in your eyes that
We are connected with all our fathers. That's natural. But yes, this is what makes fathers so great. So perhaps your father is your greatest leader because he puts no pressure on you. He gives you everything. He used to tell me things like, don't chase money. Money will chase you. Do well. Which one tells me this? So he was,
I'm telling you, got one very, very, I would say you are hell of a father, because when I'm listening to talk and, I am admiring him just sitting across the side, and I can't imagine you sort of having that hand on your head the entire life. And these small things now, sir, that you're saying कि he was very simplistic. आर्मी में जाना ठीक है, कल सैनिक स्कूल में डाल देता हूँ. This is something that people crave for. This is something that you need to have a meeting. You need to make your father understand. There is a procedure that needs to be followed. Then maybe he gets convinced.
I'll tell you why I give him greater credit. उन दिनों the whole pressures of the buas and all those nasty aunts was कि IIT क्यों नहीं गया, वहाँ क्यों नहीं गया. And I also used to start feeling guilty because I knew I was good. But India क्यों चला गया? When I came back in my first term, my mother took me to my nani and said, India से आया है. She tells me, अरे वहाँ क्यों भेज दिया? टाइम बर्बाद करेगा, पैर पटकेगा जिंदगी भर. And my father got an order. How dare you tell him this? But he never fell to these generic pressures. Since everybody is going to IIT, he also should go to IIT. He will go where he wants to go. I was the only son, and I opted for the Air Force. So, though I didn't, I had medical problems, so I went join the army. But he said, go, fighter pilot. So, this is the greatest thing of, and so, perhaps the father was the greater leader.
Yeah.
And in a detached manner. Only son. But that also, but he put pressures on other ways. He was no nonsense in other ways.
Yeah.
You could never come back and tell him, ki ye hua nahi. For example, those days, the biggest challenge in Lucknow was to pay a telephone bill.
Okay.
Because it was a 2-month affair. You would first go, फिर bill निकलवाओ, फिर वो बड़े बाबू आते थे, छोटे बाबू आते. Now, it was a learning process to deal with all those gentlemen. But he never took no for an answer. I must have been 9, 10. क्यों नहीं हुआ? कितना बिल है? 2 रुपए ज्यादा क्यों दे दिए? Those ways he was very demanding. You couldn't say कि
नहीं कर पाया.
So in those ways he was very demanding. His admonishment was very severe if you didn't do a thing.
Yeah.
But he let you choose your path, what you wanted to do in life. In those ways, he was very grand in his thinking.
Sir, apart from the first principle, I can undeniably say that one of the most major ingredient in your success is your father. And I think...
Could have been S.K. Bose, my father. And now let's not simplify it. Down the line. Let me make one more point. People think that the army is a very rigid and a very... what shall we say, regimented, strict. There is no organization more democratic than the army. It has a very stern external frame. At heart, it is soft. It is encouraging. It is meritocratic. I wouldn't have risen to where I am, but for great mentors. People say, I made 1,000 mistakes. They bailed you out each time. They stood by you as long as you did the right thing. This is an extraordinary tale. I'll give you an example of sheer meritocracy. It is a meritocracy. General Bipin Rawat, his father was a lieutenant general. So Bipin Rawat was a general's son, silver spoon. And General Bipin Rawat rises to be army chief. But do you know that the chief before him, General Suhag, he was the son of a JCO, Jawan in the army. In the same army, a Jawan's son rises to be the chief and a lieutenant general's son rises to be the chief. Can you give me a better example of meritocracy? So it's a meritocracy. If you are good, you will be rewarded. And you will be mentored. It is an extraordinarily democratic organization. When a general goes to the front lines, he of course meets the officers, he has tea with the men. And the men give him feedback. There is a chap called the Subedar Major in battalion. He will tell the officer. He will tell a young officer, "Sab aap dheele hain bilkul. Aapko shobha nahi deta jo aapne kiya hai." The lieutenant is senior to him, but he tells him that because he's senior in age. So from within, it is intensely meritocratic. It mentors, it protects the good people, and therefore the army is a standout organization. It is not because of its regimentation. That is only an external facade that you have to do because, in situations of war, decisions have to be quick. They have to be streamlined. But at heart, I'll tell you a great line in the army, which says, at least in the Indian army I've seen it, that in any hierarchy, there will be a senior and there will be a junior. The junior, if he's a gentleman, the senior, if he's a gentleman, will never show it. The junior, if he's a gentleman, will never forget it.
Okay. Got it.
But if you're senior, you shouldn't show it. And if you're a junior, don't forget it. How do our families operate? Isi siddhant pe. A son and father, they work in the hierarchy like that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when we come to government or we come to institutional organizations, they become insipid. They become inhuman. The army is not like that. The spoken word in the army matters more than the written word. And that's one distinct difference I see in the civil. Civil में फाइल में क्या है, उसने लिखा क्या है, आर्मी में उसने बोला क्या था, उसका वचन क्या था. When a commanding officer orders a platoon to attack, what is he doing? He's sending people to their probable death.
Correct.
But they are verbal orders. But what is the morality play? Before I send those men to attack, I must make sure that they are equipped, that they are trained. It's like sending your children. You have to send them, but you will make sure that they are equipped. And if they are not equipped and not resourced, you are morally bound to tell your superiors, no, they will not go. So you get, it is a moral frame. It is a democratic frame. बाहर लोग समझते नहीं, ऑर्डर्स पे चलते, अनुशासन बहुत है. अनुशासन है, बट अनुशासन की बुनियाद क्या है? अनुशासन की बुनियाद is trust. It is these virtues.
थैंक यू सो मच इस क्लिप को एंड तक देखने के लिए. अगर आपको ऐसी ही इंटरेस्टिंग एंड वैल्यू एडिंग क्लिप्स देखनी है देन ड्रीम विद नीरज क्लिप्स को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए. Until then, keep dreaming. I'll see you in the next one.